Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Watch World, and today I'm going to be talking to you about why I think companies like Vincero and Filippo Loreti are just straight up lying to you. So guys, welcome back to Watch World. I hope you're all keeping well and safe. Before we start today's video, quick wristwatch check as usual. Still wearing the Pagani Design Pepsi GMT. Still loving this watch. Absolutely gorgeous. Now the reason I came around to making this video is because every time, as a watch YouTuber, I watch a lot of wristwatch content on YouTube. And I can't watch a video on YouTube without seeing an advert from either one, Vincero, or two, Filippo Loreti. And every time I do watch these adverts, it makes me want to pull my hair out. The straight up lies they tell in their adverts just makes me go red. I can't help it. You know, as people who are watch enthusiasts, we can probably tell that what they talk about is just pure and utter crap. But to people who aren't into watches, they probably believe this because they don't know any better. And that's why I wanted to make this video, to show people who might not necessarily be into watches the lies that these companies are telling them, in making them think they're buying a great luxury watch for a fraction of the price, which is just complete and utter crap. So Vincero is first up in the firing line. Now I'm not going to show you their ads because I'll probably just get done on a copyright claim by YouTube. But if you were to watch one of Vincero's many ads on YouTube, the first thing you will probably hear is, do you know what's hard to find? Reputable, good-looking watches for under $200. Do you know what? Screw copyright claims for this video. Cue the Thompson Twins music. Lies, 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 yeah! Because that is the first lie that Vincero have told. Lie number one, straight off the bat, the first thing they mention in their ads is a lie. There are plenty of reputable, good-looking watches that you can get for under $200. You know, Timex Expedition, Orient Defender, Orient Bambino, Casio F91W, G-Shock DW5600, the Seiko 5. There are plenty of Citizen Eco Drives that you can get for under $200. These are all great-looking, reputable watches that you can get for under $200. So that is lie number one from Vincero. They are not hard to find. So another lie that Vincero will feed you in their adverts and on their website is that everything they do is in-house. Design, assembly, quality control, service and repair, everything is in-house. So if everything was done in-house, that would mean that their movements are in-house as well, right? So I went onto Vincero's website, didn't I, to look at the specs that they have got for their watches. And lo and behold, the Vincero Apex Seiko Mecha Quartz movement, Vincero Chrono S Citizen Miyota Quartz, Vincero Kairos Citizen Miyota Quartz, Vincero Rogue Seiko Mecha Quartz. Lies, 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 yeah! So Vincero produces everything in-house, but their movements are off-the-shelf movements from Seiko and Citizen. You just have to laugh sometimes, don't you? So more recently, Vincero have started producing automatic watches. So is this their chance for redemption? The chance to put their top quality design team and watchmakers to work in their own in-house mechanical movement? No. The Vincero Icon Automatic, Seiko Automatic Movement. So the reason they are using these off-the-shelf movements rather than, using their own research and development team and own watchmakers to create their own in-house automatic movement is because buying off-the-shelf movements is so much cheaper than funding a research and development team and a watchmaker to go out and make these movements themselves. So that's lie number two. Everything is done in-house. Bullshit. Something else you may find on Vincero's adverts is that they go on about watches that cost thousands of dollars that don't innovate on design or manufacturing, so you get the same overpriced, boring watch as everyone else. That's literally a direct quote. I'd love to know what companies they're talking about here that cost thousands of dollars that look the same as everything else, because, and I'm sure, like myself and most watch enthusiasts, I'm sure we can all tell the differences between Rolexes and Omegas and Patek's and APs and JLCs and all these watch brands. So, you know, whether you own a JLC Reverso or a Rolex Submariner or an Omega Speedmaster or, you know, an AP Royal Oak, we can tell the differences between all these watches. So when they go on about how luxury companies don't innovate on manufacturing or design, I don't know who they're talking about really in this statement. So Vincero will also tell you in their adverts that their prices are much lower because they cut out all the middlemen. They're telling you that they're giving you a very high quality watch for a low price because they cut out all these wholesalers and distributors and all these people, what they consider the middlemen, and that you're getting a watch just as good as any watch that costs thousands because they cut out the middlemen. So this is lie number 3. So yes, you will save money by cutting out middlemen, okay? That's not in dispute, but it'll be a small amount. You're not going to save loads and loads of money by cutting out middlemen, okay? So Vincero telling you that they can give you a high quality watch for a low price by cutting out middlemen, telling you that you'll save hundreds and even thousands of dollars by doing this is just straight up bullshit. As I said, yes, you will save a small amount of money by cutting out middlemen, but not the hundreds or even thousands that Vincero are trying to make you believe. I mean, honestly, do Vincero think people actually believe this crap? I don't know. Anyway, Vincero, you can step aside for now, as it's time to move on to Filippo Loreti. Now, a lot of these reasons that I'm going to give and lies I'm going to tell you about are all kind of similar to Vincero, but Filippo Loreti do, from what I've seen anyway, put a different emphasis on certain things than Vincero do. So whereas Vincero seem to put their emphasis on doing everything in-house, that's what you will hear most in their adverts, Filippo Loreti seem to focus on cutting out the middlemen. Now, I know I already talked about this with Vincero, but Filippo Loreti seem to put a lot more emphasis on this than Vincero do in their adverts. So according to Filippo Loreti, retailers, wholesalers and distributors mark up the cost of a luxury watch by up to 1,000%. This is just not true. There's no other way to put it. So Filippo Loreti will tell you that they bring a watch just as good, a real high-end luxury watch, but they cut down the price by cutting all these middlemen out. You know, this is just absolute and utter rubbish. I didn't count, but in a 3-minute video I watched Filippo Loreti ad for making this video, they must have used the word luxury literally about 1,000 times in those 3 minutes. I kid you not. Every 10 seconds, the word luxury seemed to come up in that advert. So they also claim in their adverts that they partnered with world-renowned manufacturers to create the movements for their watch. Lies, yeah. Now, when they say partnered, they probably mean bought off the shelf like Vincero, and they're probably talking about Seiko and Citizen. Let's have a look for ourselves. Let's see if I'm right. And it looks like I am. Filippo Loreti Ascari, Seiko VD54 movement. Filippo Loreti, I don't even know what that is, Okeanos. Anyway, Miyota 2025 movement. Filippo Loreti Venice Moonphase, Miyota 6P00 movement. So these are not luxury movements. They're good movements, don't get me wrong. Seiko and Miyota make good, solid workhorse movements, but they're not luxury. They're mass-produced movements. They're not crafted by one watchmaker from start to finish like Patek Philippe. Okay, these are not luxury movements that Filippo Loreti would have you make believe they're putting into their watches if you listen to their adverts. So at the end of one of the Filippo Loreti adverts I watched, a gentleman, I'm guessing who is one of the partners who started Filippo Loreti, actually says this at the end of their video, and this is a direct quote. I'm going to read it now. By buying this project, you will be joining the biggest movement in luxury watch crafting history. There are so many lies in that statement. So they don't even use the word watch, they say project. By buying this project. Yeah, whatever that means. Joining the biggest movement in luxury watch crafting history. No, I seriously think this guy needs to size down his ego. Big time. I just can't stop laughing when I read this statement. One thing I also found very funny in Filippo Loretti's adverts, that to be fair to Vincero, I did not see them do, but I'm sure they probably have at some stage and I just haven't come across it. But in Filippo Loretti adverts, I always see people who they've hired wearing the watches saying how they get so many compliments from these watches and that I own watches so much more expensive than this and they don't get the compliments on the street that my Filippo Loretti watch does. Just play the lie music again, because this is just absolute bullshit. Lies, 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 yeah. So it looks like Filippo Loretti are full of crap, just like Vincero. Look, I'm not saying these are bad watches. I have never personally held a Vincero or Filippo Loretti watch, so I'm not commenting on the quality of their watches, guys. As I said, I have no idea if they're good or not. I'm sure for the price, you know, they're probably half decent watches, you know. I mean, I'm not saying in their price range they're as good as Seiko or Orient or anything like that, you know, but they're probably reliable. I mean, they're quartz movement, so they're probably reliable watches, but they're not the luxury watches that they are telling you that they're giving you. So as I said, I'm not saying they're giving you bad watches, I'm just saying they are feeding you lie after lie after lie in their adverts, and that's what really, really annoys me and why I decided to make this video. Anyway, guys, I think I need to go and calm down after that, so I think I'm going to go and have a drop of whiskey. I think it's definitely on the cards after this rant. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please do hit that subscribe button. It really would help out the channel a lot. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Until the next time, I hope you have a great weekend, and I will talk to you again very soon. Take care for now, guys.